All right, I've got one more underrated subject I want to talk about. Yesterday, I spoke about financial literacy, and today I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that and talk about how I think just business is such an underrated subject in schools. Now, I've spent most of my time teaching in elementary level schools, so I totally understand where maybe I just wasn't taught this in high school, and maybe it's more of a thing in high schools today. But someone who's started my own company now that I'm in my 40s, I can honestly say I have learned so much about business. Marketing, networking, customer service, hiring, doing taxes, branding, problem solving, leadership. And I sometimes wonder why we didn't talk about more of these things when I was younger. I also have my real estate license, and between the two, real estate and running my own tutoring company, I had to learn the hard way. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I wish someone would have shown me how to do this, or at least think about this, kind of having that business mind before I got started. I have several friends as well who've become pretty successful in business, and many of them studied business in college. And sometimes I wonder, that's great that they did it in college, but if you're not taking those college classes, you're really not getting much exposure to this earlier than that. Because I now that I'm doing this and I see more about business, it's not really about teaching every student to become an entrepreneur, but it is about teaching students how to create value and solve problems, how to communicate with each other and take initiative, or just think creatively, and maybe more than anything, just like handle setbacks and failures and sort of keep thinking about moving forward in your business. These are skills that are really valuable in not just business, but any profession, really. Now, I sort of picture this, what could have been really cool. I do know that some schools do this, and curious if there's teachers out there that can shed light on this. But kids who might run a little, like a unit that's about maybe setting up their own businesses, running a fundraiser, developing a product, and kind of learning how to market that idea. I wished I would have done that more with my students when I was working in the classrooms, because I really think that these are super powerful experiences. And again, many students one day might start a business of their own. And even if they don't, just understanding how businesses work, how they sort of market to them as a consumer, and all of that, and becoming better leaders, employers, communicators, problem solvers, all that stuff is really, really tied into this. And schools, again, we prepare students academically, or at least we try, but maybe there's not enough of that preparation for the real life, and business being one of those things. Just a thought.